to actually create the website, you can use some free sources like WordPress, Weebly, Wix, Yola, iWeb, Google Sites, Dreamweaver. On the back of the Story of Me page, this is some information from the New Media Writing Studio. If you haven't found them, they are awesome. That is in the English department. They are on the second floor of Scarborough Tower. I always freak out when I have to say that. And they have lab hours, usually on Fridays. But you can pull up their website. Well, I'll give it to you in just a minute. But you can go in there and they will help you with your portfolio. They'll help you with the content, they'll help you with the mechanics of it. And this will show you the platforms that you can use, and they're from easiest to hardest listed. And the first one that I tried with WordPress. And WordPress has a lot more flexibility. You can make it do some interesting things. It does have templates that you can start with and add to, but it is more menu driven, and it's a little bit more like if you ever used Access and you're in the design mode, it looks a lot like that. It's just not as intuitive, okay? So I quit that because I'd already put in 20 minutes and I'm very impatient. 20 minutes and I was like, So I moved on and went to Wix. And Wix was very easy. Like I said, you saw the one, it was 2 hours, 10 minutes, up and running, okay? I tried later on Weebly just to give it a go, and it's very easy. Very, very easy. I kind of wish I had started with that one. I probably could have done it in an hour and a half, honestly. It's very, very easy. But you can see the advantages and the disadvantages, and you can look at those yourself if you want to. Some things that I would tell you is that you do have a free site that you sign up for, and you can upgrade your site. And upgrading will give you a better domain name. It will also allow you to key in codes, or you can have locked screens for certain people. So if I'm interviewing for Lockheed and I want them to see a customized page or 2 or 3 that are very, aerospace driven with, their planes, and I want to make it just like I'm all about Lockheed, you can do that, with password protected access. So that's something to consider. I mean, that could be a next step because you can upgrade really at any time. Now, if you use one of these sites, something you need to know is that they contain the site and hold the site from now on. So it's not like you're going to build your site there and then move your site later on if you have a platform of your own. You might have to recreate it somewhere else if you wanted to do something different later. Okay. Yes?
I know that it says you have free business cards with like the company that gave them to you printed on the back, that's frowned upon. Do companies frown upon these free websites?
No, they don't. My ad PR firms, I think, are really the toughest in this category, and they do not care. They just want it to open up quickly and easily. That's really what they care about. And they really prefer a link to it versus the actual portfolio because it takes up so much space and it takes so long to open up. Any questions on, where to build it? Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever heard of Carbon Made?
I have.
Is that a good one?
Carbon Made is great. Carbon Made is more, it started out as a picture portfolio, so a lot of photographers use Carbon Made to begin with. That Carbon Made is a great site. They don't have a whole lot of templates to start with, but if you are creative and you have kind of that in you, then Carbon Made will give you a little more flexibility. And it's free as well.
Can you guys hear the questions that are being asked? Y'all are okay? She is, but y'all are. So,
Thank you.
okay, just let me know.
All right, any other questions about this piece right here? Again, this new media lab on the second floor is great as far as the technical pieces. You can go in there and they know how to build these, and they're there just to work with you. 2 people staffed just for that. The English department is really focusing on digital media and content online, and so that's the reason behind it. Just some tips for your website. Remember to keep it clear and concise. It's okay to, you gotta write complete sentences, or complete thoughts, but remember you're scanning. Okay, so you want your data to be scannable by, with the eye very quickly. And you want to limit the amount of scrolling. Like one thing I don't like about my page is when I wanted to show you guys my contact information and the links at the bottom, I had to scroll down to get to that. That's a mistake. I need to go in and fix that and bring that up. You don't want to have any scrolling down if you can keep from it. Make sure the message matches the design. I don't need to beat that horse again, do I? I mean, got that. It's like so important though. Make sure that when you do something that opens appropriately, do you want it to open in the same window that you're in, or do you want it to bring up a whole nother window? Just picture your audience. They're going through a few portfolios. You don't want them to have like 15 screens open when they're done looking at your stuff. But then you go close, 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 close. It's not a good way for them to remember your name. So just think about how you want it to actually work. On your resume, be sure that your resume, you can have a printable version, okay, which should be the one page. It should be reviewed and stamped and ready to go. But you can expand and you can put more information. You can add pictures. So think about it. If you want to make that different. And you saw how I broke mine up into different companies. And you can break yours up based on your abilities. So you have some ways that you can do that because they can always print one. Inline linking is just where you have a hyperlink, but then you go and edit the name of the hyperlink so you can make it part of the sentence. So, please click on my website, and then instead of having the actual website link, it just says WEBSITE. They click on that, you know what I'm saying? So it's part of the sentence. Just think like that, make it a little more user-friendly. All right, collaboration. This is really important. Okay. A good observation from Tracy Locke, which is an ad PR firm out of Dallas, is that our students don't typically submit portfolios that have had collaborative effort to it. And they can tell. And she brought them up and showed me. She said, I'm going to show you some from UT because they work very, very hard with their students to collaborate between departments so their portfolios just have a certain look to them. Our students pride themselves in saying, I did this. I did this portfolio all by myself. Well, that's not the workplace anymore. Okay? The workplace is very collaborative. Companies have figured out to be competitive, I can release this piece of my company, I can sub that out, I can work with them, and we're going to work together and be competitive together. And within the actual departments, they're not going to staff for everything all the time. They're going to use different groups, and you're going to be much more team-oriented. So you might as well start now. That would actually be a good point. If you said, I am a finance major, numbers is my thing, and I am good at numbers, I'm good at data. But graphic design is not my thing. But my girlfriend's really good. She's a graphic design major. She did this piece and that piece. Together we came up with this idea, and then the StratCom person gave me the idea of focusing in on this set of words. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, people now. Here, you're on campus. You are in a great place to collaborate. It will never be this easy. You can just trust me. Okay? So, if you have friends, you have roommates, people in your sororities, your fraternities that can help you with this, do it. Do it now. It's okay. You're not stealing. Okay? You're just making yourself look better. That's what you need to do. So collaborate. Show people this site. Let somebody who does not know you look at this site. Okay? Your friends and family are biased. And the easiest thing for you to do is pick people who are biased. If you trust their opinion, they know you, they get you, and you want to bounce that off of them. That's fine for the first draft or two. You really need to take this to somebody who does not know you at all. Okay? If you want to send them to us at Career Services, we'll be happy to come and look at them. But if you know me, you can send it to me, but we're going to send it to somebody else. Okay? It's also a great way to do kind of an informational interview. I mean, it'd be kind of neat to make a connection with somebody on LinkedIn. Say, hey, I see that you're a TCU alum, I'm graduating. I want to be, I'm planning on applying at your company, because I want to work for your company. And I was going to submit my paperwork, but I also want to include my professional portfolio. Would you mind taking a look at it and give me some comments and see if you think I'm speaking your language?